Z. Feel pretty stressed out and triggered right now. Pretty bothered. I just feel really lonely, or maybe it's just the insecurities coming over me. Especially feeling like I have no control. I just feel tired of feeling this way. Feeling powerless. And thinking, well, what if I don't make it? What if I am just crazy and, just a bunch of shit like that? It just really bugs me. Can I be able to feel at peace and feel safe and feel protected? But I don't even feel safe within my own body, or my own mind, or anything like that. It's not all the time, Yeah, sure, it takes time, but it's still frustrating. I'm just so tired. I feel so drained. And, I guess in a sense I feel really hopeless right now. And I hate when I get to this point. I don't like feeling like this. I want to feel loved and comforted and cared for and protected and secure and stable. But I guess it just feels like I never know what's going to happen next, and I have been assuming the worst and, a bunch of shit like that. And it's just so frustrating. Especially having all these, voices judging me in my mind, like my mom, or even my dad, and my sister, everyone I know. I guess I feel disappointed in myself, even though it's not my fault, that I feel alone, that I'm lonely. I don't let people in. Once they show me something I don't like, or that I don't stand by or agree with, I just eliminate them, or just limit contact and interaction. That's a very big thing to do, because before I didn't set boundaries. I was a very, boundless person, if that's the right term. And I'm just so tired of feeling that way. Or of, hearing all these people that I was supposed to trust call me crazy and all that. And just having that replay in my mind and maybe think, what if it is true? I don't want to think like this anymore. I don't want to be trapped in my mind and just feel trapped overall. There's so many things I want to do and achieve and all that. I want to be able to drive to the park or go somewhere in nature. And make sure there's a park right here across the street, but it's not. I haven't been in nature today. Not really. I didn't go to the park or anything. I just stayed mostly inside. It's also just been really cold. And I'm just not feeling my best or feeling like interacting with anyone or anything outside. I just wish I could already have my own little acres of land with, you know, a bunch of beautiful nature, like just hella plants, and just have animals reside there, and be able to just step outside of my little structure and just already see the nature, or have it be embedded within, live in this ecological house or something. I want that. And that's what I'm working towards, and I'm working really hard and smart and efficiently. And I think I just need to give myself credit for that. I guess sometimes I just beat myself up, and I feel really ashamed and guilty and all of that. I would say today was better than other days. Maybe even better than yesterday. And I think that's all I strive for, just to have a better day than yesterday. I think it's just at times like this, right? I don't even know what time it is right now. It's like 6 p.m. probably. I'm usually happy to see the moon and stuff. I can't really see it because I closed the blinds because I don't want anyone peeping in. It's just really frustrating. I just feel really heartbroken. And I guess it's just, some ones that were revealed by reading some of my old journal. And it's interesting, I don't even think I read 4 pages. And I feel this way. Because words really mean a lot. And it's annoying that, we're graded and told what to do. Like, this is an art. Writing is an art. And, this was my school journal. Some poems we had to write in English. Why are you grading my work? You don't get to tell me my poem is beautiful or not. That's your opinion. It's not a fact. So why do they teach these things as though they are fact? Also 7:27 on the clock. It just really pisses me off. And especially now reading my writing, I'm like, I'm a lot older. That was maybe 6 years ago? 7? Maybe 5. No, it should be 6-ish. 6-ish years ago. And this teacher read my work and did nothing to help me. And I literally mentioned how I'm depressed, how I feel like I have crippling depression, how my heart aches. And I've only read about 3-4 pages of this writing that I created in 8th grade. And he did nothing. He graded the work, which is an opinion, further lowering the self-esteem and not helping me with my situation. This is the world we live in. Hell yeah, then I'm antisocial, and I'll take that name proudly. I hate the society. Everything's fucked up, left and right, up and down, behind and forward. Of course there's still good things overall in life, but the society is profoundly sick. So, I don't want to be profoundly sick with them. I want to heal, and that's why I keep to myself until I feel like I'm at a place where I can maybe let someone in a little bit. And if they fuck up, do anything that is not of my essence or whatever, snip snip, because I'm not gonna put up with that. I have things to do. I have a life to live. I have love to give to myself. instead of emptying it out, right? Let me just read a poem right quick from Raina Biddy's book, I Love My Love. Okay, page 65, at least in this version of the book. Refill. Life is a lot more simple than we like to make it. We run from those who love us and exhaust ourselves loving people who don't. Please, don't overexhaust yourself by expressing your feelings over and over to someone who just doesn't get it or care to. You'll end up empty. So, sure, my family has caused me a shit ton of pain. And I feel completely heartbroken and obviously physically ill due to the fact that, my mental illness wasn't addressed as it should have been because they're abusive, so why would they change to make me feel better? They're just assholes. So, obviously, it surfaced physically. I don't remember a lot from under age 12. Like, a majority of it's just blank. But I do recall having chronic pain since then. And now it's almost 7 years later. Seven years with physical chronic pain as well as chronic mental illness. Just chronic. I'm gonna get chronic. I don't fucking know. Like, what the fuck? And it just. I don't like it. I don't feel the best. I feel pretty weak. And since back then I didn't know better, I try out for these sports and work my ass off because they don't even know how to teach properly because no child should be exploited in such a way. They're children, they're growing. Don't push them past their limits. Push them towards their goals. There is a difference. So to have been always pushed past limits and all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with boundaries. One needs to build, right? You can't just lift 100 pounds right now. You'll literally tear your muscles. You have to work up to that shit. So, for all this competition or like be competitive, like, oh, you won't make the team if you don't blah, 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 like, or you won't win. Like, what is it with this culture? Like, it's extremely fucked up. And it literally has the word cult in it, which isn't good. A cult isn't good. There's just a lot of shit. And I just feel over it. Like, I really feel so over it. I feel exhausted and tired and just... I'm not in the mood for all of this. I don't remember signing up for this. I just want to have a good time. I want to be able to relax and enjoy life. But instead, due to like being from age 0 to even not till exactly right now, but this year, being forced to be pushed past your limits and exploited and abused and so much shit. Like, it's rather difficult to break out of that mindset, that illusion, and to start really seeing things. I'm not saying you can't do it. It's a thing. I'm just saying it takes quite some work and awareness, and there's a lot that goes into it. So it's important that we just are able to stand our ground and stand in our truth and be present and also acknowledge our past. Being present doesn't mean forgetting your past. That's not how it works, because if you forget your past, it's bound to repeat. It will repeat. That's why they say, oh, forget about it. It was in the past. It doesn't matter. That's gaslighting. It does matter. That's invalidating. It does matter. Okay? So. That bullshit. And we just accept what happened, accept that we didn't have the strength then to take care of ourselves as we can now, hopefully. You know, we have the knowledge we do now back then, and, I could go on. So, it's just important to acknowledge that and just forgive ourselves, because it's not our fault. But I think that's all I have to say right now. Just wanted to rant a bit. Ended up giving myself advice, which is usually what happens, and that's why I hop on here in the first place. But if this helped you, and if you resonate with this, go ahead, like, comment, share, subscribe. Join my little pack if you want. No pressure. Okay.